Hello, and welcome to the channel Geomancy, Earth Astrology. My name is Ron. I've been using this fascinating and ancient form of divination regularly since 2010. In this channel, we will be focused on the casting and interpreting of geomancy charts, with a focus on the charts of nations, which is called mundane geomancy. But for those who may not be familiar with geomancy, this video will provide a brief overview of what this form of divination is and how it works. This is followed up by a brief video explaining the links between astrology and geomancy, and finally a brief video specific to mundane geomancy. Geomancy, which is also known as Earth astrology or terrestrial astrology, is a form of divination that is of unknown age, but scholars are confident in stating that it is at least 1,000 years old. Western scholars believe that geomancy originated in Saharan Africa. It is widely practiced in Northern Africa and the Arab world, where it is called Ilm al-Ramal. According to Arabian tradition, geomancy was taught to the prophet Idris, whom Christians call Enoch, by the angel Gabriel. It is also practiced in India under the name Ramal. In the 12th century, this form of divination came to Europe, where it was given a Greek name, Geomancy, which means divination by the earth. This name may have been given because originally it was practiced by poking holes in the sand with a stick. It may also be because, according to tradition, geomancy involves consulting the soul of the world, which is called in Latin anima mundi. During the late medieval and Renaissance periods, geomancy was immensely popular, kind of like how tarot is popular these days, and it was referred to as astrology's sister. Astrology has always been considered to be the supreme form of divination. Geomancy was popular enough that it was mentioned by Chaucer in his Canterbury Tales, and the geomantic figure Fortuna Major was mentioned by Dante in his Divine Comedy. At that time, many astrologers were also proficient geomancers. During the Renaissance, even cardinals of the Catholic Church were proficient in geomancy, as per Robert Flood's writings. St. Thomas Aquinas stated that astrology and geomancy were the two forms of divination that are permissible within the Christian worldview. However, during the 17th century, geomancy's practice dwindled, like most other forms of divination practiced in Europe, as religious Puritanism and scientific rationalism took hold of the continent. It barely survived in Europe, and by the 19th century, it had evolved into a simplified system of tables with rudimentary interpretations, which were little better than statements in a lucky 8-ball. The Golden Dawn tradition tried to revive geomancy, but it kind of blew up before they could go beyond the simple tables. Geomancy books written from the 13th to 18th centuries are now readily available online, and interest grows. So in the late 20th century, a renaissance in geomancy took off with the books on the subject published by John Michael Greer, such as The Art and Practice of Geomancy, and a very similar book written by the same author, Earth Divination and Earth Magic. Stephen Skinner has also written quite a lot about geomancy, especially its history. As public faith and scientific expertise and the inexorable march of progress deteriorates, a groundswell in all forms of divination has grown in recent decades, and geomancy has become an important part of that groundswell. So how does geomancy work? Geomancy uses a form of sortilege, that is a kind of random number generator. Any technique which produces numbers randomly can be used for geomancy. Traditionally, it was poking holes in the sand or throwing stones. In more recent times, people have been throwing dice or even using cards. Anything that produces random numbers is fine. Once 16 random numbers are generated, the numbers are used to create 4 figures of 4 numbers each, using a binary code of even or odd. In a basic way, it resembles I Ching, as both produce figures based on a binary. People often ask, how can random numbers predict the future? No one can say for sure, theories abound, but what can be confidently said by those who are adepts in their use is that it works. From these 4 figures, additional figures are created, populating a shield chart totaling 15 figures. Here, I'm demonstrating. Here I'm going to produce 16 numbers using ordinary playing cards, put in 4 columns. A black card is counted as even, while a red card is counted as odd. And the process of shuffling, I'm just going to ask Anamamundi's forgiveness because I'm not doing a proper reading. I'm just doing a demonstration, and this is something which I normally don't do. So I'm pulling 16 cards now. Red for the first figure, which means even, even, odd, odd. Even, 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 odd. Even, odd, odd, even. Odd, odd, even, even. So now we're going to produce the 4 mothers, which are the 4 source figures for reading a geomancy chart. So here we have even, even, 2 dots, odd, odd, 1 dot, 1 dot. Even, 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 odd. Even, odd, odd, even. Odd, odd, even, even. Notice that I'm working from right to left rather than left to right. This is in honor of the Arab tradition, which of course writes from right to left rather than left to right. And the Europeans preserve that. So now we have all the data we need for generating a complete chart. Now the 4 mothers, these first 4 boxes are called the 4 mothers, these figures are the mothers. They produce the next 4 figures, which are the 4 daughters. And they're used by combining the dots in a different way. So the first daughter will be from producing the top line, which is called the head, or the fire line of the first 4 figures. So we have even, 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 odd. Followed by the neck, or air line, even, even, odd, odd. The next line, which is called the body, or the water line, is odd, even, odd, even. And the last daughter is from the bottom, which is called the feet, or the earth line, odd, odd, even, even. So those are the 4 mothers and the 4 daughters. Next, we go down and produce the 4 nieces by combining 2 figures above. This is how you'll see for the rest of the chart how new figures are created. So here we have even plus even. So when you add up, you have to see whether you've got even produced, which is even plus even, or odd plus odd, produces even as well. And if you have odd plus even, or even plus odd, you have odd. So here we have even plus even makes even. Even plus even makes even. Even plus odd is odd. And even plus even is even. So that's the first niece. The second niece is odd plus even, odd. Odd plus odd, even. Even plus odd, odd. Even plus even, even. This process is laborious, it does take time, and in future videos when I actually cast charts, we'll be fast forwarding through this. I won't delete it entirely, but it'll do zip, 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 and it's done. But anyway, this is to explain how charts are produced. So even, even makes even, even, again, even, odd, even makes odd, and odd, odd makes even. And finally, the 4th niece is odd, odd plus odd makes even, odd plus even makes odd, even plus odd makes odd, even plus even makes even. So now we have 2 boxes below. Now these produce the witnesses. This is the right witness, and this is the left witness. And we've got the witnesses and the judge, which makes the court, and that's very important for the final decision. So here we have odd plus even makes odd, even plus even makes even, odd plus odd makes even plus even makes even. Finally we have even plus even makes even, odd plus even makes odd, odd plus odd makes even plus even makes even. All right, so now we have the right witness and the left witness, and together they produce the judge, which is the final decision in answering the question that we ask for geomancy. So even plus odd makes odd, odd plus even makes odd, even plus even makes even, and even plus even makes even. So here we have the judge. Now, what some people also do, it's fairly common practice in geomancy, is to find out how the answer will impact the person who's asking the question, which is actually this first mother, is the person asking the question. So again, we do the process of addition. So we have even plus odd makes odd, even plus odd makes odd, odd plus even makes odd, and odd plus even makes odd. So here we have the shield chart as produced through geomancy. Now, most Western geomancers take this information and put it in a familiar format, a format that is familiar to astrologers. And so what they do is they plug in the figures that have been generated here into the house chart. And this is the style of chart that was used in pre-modern times in Europe during the Renaissance, for example. This is also the style of chart that is still used in the north of India. So it's just a matter of moving the figures into the houses. I'll demonstrate. There's a couple of different methods. I use a more straightforward method, which is first mother goes in the first house, second figure goes into second house, and so forth as we go around until we get to the 12th house over here. So let me demonstrate. Even, even, odd, odd. This is the figure Fortuna Major. Second house, even, 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 odd. This is Tristitia. Third is even, odd, odd, even. Even, even, odd, odd is the sixth house, which is Fortuna Major. Odd, even is in the seventh house. This is Amicio. You'll notice that the names of the figures are in Latin. And the eighth is odd, odd, even, even. Again, it is Fortuna Minor. Moving on to the ninth house, we take the first niece, which is even, even, odd, even, which is Albus. 10th is odd, even, and we have another Amicio. The 11th house is even, even, odd, even, which is Albus again. And for the 12th house, which is a fourth niece, is even, odd, even. Conjunctio again. And sometimes we also put just the right witness, left witness, and judge in here just to see the whole picture. So here we go. Laetitia is the right witness. Rubeus is the left witness. And the judge, sorry, it's not lining up perfectly. The judge is Fortuna Minor. And that is how the house chart is generated in geomancy. And so those who are familiar with astrology will then be able to apply a lot of techniques from astrology into the geomancy chart. Now, in our patience-deficient 21st century, There are computer programs out there which can generate complete charts with just the inputs of 4 models. For those who are impatient, they are out there. They're to some degree useful, but there's also value in actually spending the time to generate the charts. That much I'll say. So, what are these figures, their names, and their meanings? To find out, check the next video named Geomancy and Astrology. Of course, this video barely scratches the surface of the rich geomantic tradition. If you really want to learn about geomancy and how to practice it, I strongly recommend The Art and Practice of Geomancy by John Michael Greer. A link to the book on Amazon is provided in the description below. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video informative. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't feel shy to like, share, and leave a comment. Until next time.